Hey, what's up everyone? It's Trucker Mommy. Welcome back. To those of you returning, if you're new here, welcome. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like and share, comment down below. I love to hear from you. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a follow-up from my first video of the year where I talked about time is more valuable than money. I would like to follow that up with talking about something I'm sure we can all relate to, motivation. So when we're trying to do something different, it helps if we have something to motivate us to make that change. For many of us, that could come in the form of something that is really a big deal, like maybe you need a job or something, right? You got bills to pay. You don't want to be homeless, and so you're really motivated to go and apply, right? Or whatever. Maybe you have something like you need a specific thing, and that if you don't have it, it's going to really inconvenience you, or maybe more than inconvenience you, maybe it's gonna like mess up the way that you're living your life. But sometimes when we want to change the way we do things, it's not necessarily because we have to, but because we just want to do things differently. Like maybe our life is comfortable and everything seems to be going okay, but you just want to make some changes. So that is the hardest kind of change, I think, because we can't rely on external motivating factors like bills or housing or, you know, things like that. We have to look within and find that motivation inside of us, and that can be tough to do. And the reason why that can be tough to do, at least in my experience, is because there are so many valid reasons that if everything's going okay and you're comfortable, why change, right? Why change? If it's working, don't break it, right? I mean, look at this. I have very valid reasons not to hop back on YouTube. I got a baby to take care of, right? I got 2 other kids. I've got a business to help run with my husband. I'm in school almost full time right now. How do I find time to sit here and make these videos and then go and edit them and upload them and everything? How do I make that time? I'll tell you how. Priorities. So the motivation has to be from inside me. So where things are on a priority list, right? Whether it's a real list that's written down or is a list inside my head that I'm not even aware of, it's there, right? We all have our priority list. So maybe when I'm busy, when I was driving truck, my priority was driving truck. That was top priority. Get that truck working. Then when I'm home, it's basically I want to check out because tired from driving all the time. Okay, well, I haven't been driving for a while now. So for me, I've got to get back into some sort of routine that did not exist when I was driving truck because I didn't have time then. And now I have more time where I'm home. That can be dangerous because the only really structure I have throughout the week is getting my kids to school and getting them home. And that's kind of similar actually to when I was driving school bus, right? Because then it was getting other people's kids to school and bringing them to their home, or well, their bus stops, really. I didn't usually, the bus stops weren't typically at their homes, but anyway, you get the point, right? So there's some built-in structure to my day already because of my kids' school. Beyond that, it's kind of neither here nor there. So how do I work in all this stuff? The time is there. I have time, but it can be really hard to just do it, to just get the camera out and sit down and talk, because believe it or not, it's actually not that easy to sit down in front of a camera and talk like up here. But to actually just do it, it's not that hard. So it's kind of like, it's a mind game. It's not real. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, there's no physical barrier to me sitting down and making a video. Unless this one counts. You know, sometimes. Okay, sometimes I'm busy with her and that's physically impossible, right? But most of the time, I can grab her and we can sit down together and I can talk to you. Right? I can talk to a camera while I'm holding a baby. It's not impossible. It's just, it's hard to, sorry, I don't know if she's, I haven't had to do this before. It's easier to say, well, I'll just wait till my husband's around. I'll wait till he can take the baby, and then I'll have all my attention on the camera and I won't have to split it with baby, right? That's easier. The problem is I have way less time where my husband's around and he can take the baby. So if I really want to make this work, I'm going to have to kind of lower the bar of expectations, or, you know, change the way that I do things to make it work. I could just give up too and say, I don't have time. Well, I do have time. I just, what am I willing to do with my time to make it happen? And the reason I'm saying this on camera, on video, is so to get you to think about, like, what are the things that you really want to do that maybe you're not like being forced to do them, they're just things that you would like to do that you're not currently doing, but you lack the motivation. I'm giving you permission to find new ways to get those things done so that you can do them, so that you don't have to be fighting with a barrier that isn't even there. It only exists in your own head. Like, you can do it, you just have to think differently about how to do it. I didn't think that I would drive truck because I didn't think I would leave my kids with somebody. That was a barrier for me. For several years, my husband was telling me, go drive truck, it'll be the best thing ever. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to, because who's gonna watch the kids? And when we got someone to watch the kids, then okay, what now? Okay, I'll drive, fine, I'll drive truck. And I did. And now I'm home again. And it's great to be home. But like, there's always something that maybe you think it's impossible. No, we can't do that. We can't. I was just looking at, my husband gets emails from, there's this app called Zillow. It's a website too, Zillow.com. They sell and rent houses, or well, they don't. It's I don't know. They have houses on there that you can look at, right? So there was this house that came up in one of his emails from Zillow that was, I think, $1.6 million house, US dollars, $1.6 million. Had a basketball court and everything. It was a beautiful house. And I got to thinking, like, hey, what if we, like, Is it possible someday we could have a house like that if we want it? Is that a possibility? And I was talking to my husband about it, like, it's possible, right? It's possible we could buy a house like that someday soon, even. I don't know, maybe not today, but someday soon. And I told him, it's funny because a few years ago, I wouldn't even be thinking like that. And it's the point isn't whether we're going to buy a new house or not. That's not the point. The point is, it's possible. And some people are of the mindset that that would never even be a possibility to cross their mind as something that could happen to them. So I want you to think, like, what if it is possible? What if the only barrier is the thing that you say to yourself, that no, this is never going to happen because I've decided I'm going to limit myself so that even though it's something that is, it might be nice to think about, that's not going to happen for me. I grew up in what I thought was poor. I thought I was poor growing up because when I was fairly young, my dad, he died from cancer. And so from the age of 8, I had a single mom raising me and my 3 older siblings. So money was relatively tight, but you know, we always had our own house. I had my own bicycle, even had a horse for a while, and pets. We always had pets in the house, dog, cat, whatever. And the car that was reliable. So it wasn't until I met my husband and I told him about my childhood that I realized, like, actually we were averagely, I wouldn't say wealthy, but still middle class. We weren't poor is the point. And so I was limiting myself in my own head because, well, that was my understanding of how I grew up. I thought I grew up poor until I had another perspective to show me that, hey, actually, no, you had it pretty, financially speaking, you had a pretty decent childhood. So perspective can change everything. So I want you to think about your own circumstances today, where you would like to be, where you are now, where you would like to be in the future, things that might be in the way. Are they real obstacles? Are they impossible, or are they things that you can do something about? Think about it. Let me know if you have something that you think is impossible, then, and you think about it, maybe it is possible. I really believe that there's just about anything is possible in our life. Like, just about anything can happen. Now that can narrow down over time, but there's so many resources in this world that exist, and I think it's only the only limitations are those that we set for ourselves. So just things take time and effort, right? We have to build our life to something that, if we have goals, we have to build our life to reach those goals. So may you find motivation within yourself. If you want to change something about your life, may you find the motivation. Maybe you don't have the resources right now, but I believe also resources, because they already exist. They already exist. Just because you don't have them right now doesn't mean it's not possible to get those resources. So that's all I've got for today. If you have anything to say in the comments down below, please let me know. I love hearing from you all, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.